Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, February 2nd. Yvonne Howe, the state's Secretary of Economic Development, is our guest. Let's go on the record. Keeping the Bay State competitive in a 21st century economy, the success stories, and where work needs to be done. Time to go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Hi there and welcome to OTR, everybody. I'm Ben Cimino. Ed Harding is off on this Sunday.
And I'm Charmin Sacchetti. And with us at the table is Yvonne Howe. She leads the Executive Office of Economic Development. She has 25 years of executive business experience, including at Bain Capital and PillPack. She lives in Cambridge, but has close ties to Western Mass as well. She holds degrees from Williams College and Cambridge University. She is also a mom. So thanks for being here.
That's the full-time
Have to mention
job
the
there.
kids.
Yes, thank you.
Secretary, good to see you. All right, so Massachusetts is at a bit of an inflection point here. We've been a leader in life sciences, climate tech, education, and yet we are facing some headwinds from a new administration in Washington. There are headwinds here as well. It's very expensive to live here. Governor Healey signed a $4 billion economic development bill just a few months ago. What's your confidence level at this point in time?
High. So I think you said it exactly right. We are living in interesting times, and we have been very lucky in our state, and not just luck. We've worked very hard. We have led for a long time. 250 years ago it started with throwing some tea in the harbor, but all the way up until now we've led in leading in these important industries, and this is not a time to stop. Passing the economic development bill was really important because it ensures that we have all of the resources to keep investing in all these important ecosystems here, regardless of what happens in D.C.
So climate tech, solar, wind, renewable energy, there's a real opportunity, or there was a real opportunity for Massachusetts and New England, especially when it comes to offshore wind, to be a real leader in this across the country. But without support from Washington, is that possible?
Yes. So, let's step back for a second. This is the existential crisis of our time. We believe in science, we believe in climate change. We've seen the impact in Los Angeles, so it's devastating. And here, even in our state with floods, we know there's going to be a need for these technologies. And we have been great beneficiaries of support from DC, but regardless of what happens, we're going to continue to invest here from our state. And the Mass Leads Act has $1 billion dedicated to climate tech in this space.
But specifically that South Coast Wind project, that can't go forward unless the Trump administration is willing to let it, right?
Yes, although we have existing legacy projects that are going forward, and we are now pursuing additional resources to invest in other parts of the state and other forms of energy.
And to be clear, that was 100 jobs, right? About 100 jobs that would have been in that community.
Yes.
Down there in Somerset.
Yes, at Brayton Point, yes.
All right. Keeping Massachusetts competitive is a primary goal for the governor. How much is the cost of housing impacting economic growth and both keeping and attracting a 21st century workforce?
Housing is hugely important. The governor has said it again and again. It is the #1 priority in the state. We want every person to be able to afford to live here and to have great lives and great careers here. That's why we separated the office. We can focus just on housing, and also Secretary Augustus worked very hard with the legislature to pass a $5 billion housing bond bill. So this is a big priority.
That takes time, though. Housing, to get that in the pipeline, that takes time.
It does, although I think this started, even a couple years ago with things like the MBTA communities. And so there are creative ways that we're looking at accelerating housing production, adding state resources, the Momentum Fund, and ways to be creative about building ADUs and other forms of housing. Other
states are trying to lure businesses away. We've seen that repeatedly here in Massachusetts with promises of lower costs, and the state has lost residents as a result. How do you push back on that?
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful for the 2024 census numbers because it actually shows that we actually lost less people than we did pre-pandemic.
Lost less. We're still losing people.
Correct. Although we grew our overall population, we lost less domestic outmigration. We actually gained population overall. We're at the highest point we've ever been, 7.1 million residents, and I think that's because of all the great work of this administration to make it more affordable, competitive, and equitable.
I want to ask you mentioned the MBTA Communities Act. There's been a lot of reporting around this. I mean, obviously there are communities who have rejected it, their MBTA communities plan, notably Milton, recently Needham. But there's also a lot of other communities out there that some say are kind of using loopholes in the law to just rezone areas they know are not going to get developed and it's not going to actually lead to more housing. Does the administration need to take another look at that?
I mean, we're looking at this all the time, and I travel the state all the time, and there are definitely news stories of towns that are not complying, but I will tell you, there are a lot of towns who understand. We want our residents and our kids to be able to live here, and they're excited and they're embracing it. So I think there's still a lot of work to be done here.
I want to ask you about the millionaire's tax, because it's sort of proven for Beacon Hill coffers to be a blessing, but also a little bit of a curse. How do you see it?
So, I mean, this is an act passed by voters. So the voters spoke, it passed by 2 percentage points. The administration is focused on spending the money in the most high impact ways on education and on transportation. And we are trying to make sure that we stay competitive. So in 2023, the governor was able to work with the legislature to pass the first tax cut in 20 years. So we are trying to find other ways, and through the Mass Lease Act, one of the big things in there is more tax incentives for companies. So we're finding other ways to stay competitive, and we're trying to use the funds.
Are you hearing from companies that
ways.
the millionaire's tax is dissuading them?
I think it's a combination of things. So companies are, I was a business person my whole life up until this role in state government. And companies look at a whole range of factors. And one of the things they look at a lot is how do we attract and retain the best talent? Taxes are one piece of it, but so are things like healthcare, education, safety, great neighborhoods, communities, living in a state that mirrors your values. And so there's a whole package of things, and we have a lot of strengths, and we're trying to focus on those, and we're also trying to, address some of these areas that are more, more weaknesses.
All right, last week the tech and business worlds were rocked by the China-based AI company DeepSeek. They put out this new AI model. It's a chatbot developed for, they say, $6 million or less, rather than hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, also using cheaper computer chips. There are still a lot of questions about this. Was it maybe based on some form of ChatGPT? Yep. And were they kind of cheating the process a little bit? But is there an opportunity here for Massachusetts that maybe these smaller AI startups could be based here? You don't need perhaps huge energy hogging data centers and hundreds and millions of or billions of dollars.
Ben, you're spot on. So first of all, I think the DeepSeek kind of news just shows you that we're in the very early days of a transformative new technology, and things are evolving by the day, the week, the month. And so this is not game over by any means. We have probably the best shot of anywhere to win at this. And to your point, what this means is that these big open language models don't necessarily require all the billions of dollars or all the compute power. It means that our startups can have a better shot. And you might have seen the governor put together a state AI task force. We reported our recommendations, and we're going. We're launching a state AI hub to help all of our ecosystem win, and especially win in applying AI to big problems like healthcare, like life sciences, like climate tech.
There are still energy needs in general, though. Yeah. Are you worried? Is the New England power grid in a strong enough position to be able to handle?
Well, one of the things that's our secret sauce is we have this site. It's unfortunately not a very catchy name, the MGHPCC, the Mass Green High Powered Computing Center. It's in Holyoke, where we have a lot of very clean, very inexpensive water power. So that is where we're going to be putting a lot of our compute. So that is going to be important for our AI hub.
Guardrails, some lawmakers say they're extremely important for AI, and in fact there is legislation that's repeatedly been introduced up on Beacon Hill. What do you want to see happen with that? Do you think the legislature needs to take action and set up some guardrails here?
So this was a big focus of the AI task force. If you look at the recommendations we made, there's three big parts to it. It starts with equity and values. We in Massachusetts believe in embracing technology. We're not going to be ostriches and hide our head and try to stick us under a rug. We want to embrace technology, but we want to use it for good in the right ways. And so the task force had legislators as well as members of labor and all kinds of businesses in academia. One of the recommendations from the report is that we want to put together a kind of a consortium to look at what are the right way to do these guardrails. We don't want to stifle technology, but we want to use it in the right ways.
You think there's a way to do it. So you come from the private sector. You've mentioned that. President Trump has ordered federal workers back to the office. What's your take on office work versus remote work? Should Massachusetts, for instance, order state workers back to the office full time?
This is a really interesting question. So first is I think that every company, every organization is different. So it's very hard to do a kind of one size fits all. Personally, in our administration, we believe that what we're doing here in state government is we're trying to hustle and win for the state every day. This is a lot more like rugby than it is kind of a theoretical game of chess, and so we want to be in person. So much of it is building relationships, building trust, being out and about visiting cities. So our administration is back to the office. I'm in the office all the time, and also traveling. However, I do think it's also important to be flexible.
But many state agencies are hybrid.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think that we want to have the best talent, just like everyone does. And I think the reality of the pandemic is it showed that you can be productive working from home.
But is there a minimum? Should it be 3 days a week? I mean, you can be flexible 1 or 2 days a week, but should there be at least 3 days a week in office? Because there are state agencies, we understand, that are not back 3 days a week.
Again, I think it depends on the setting. Secretary Walsh, who I know has been on this show, I think if you're on the front lines of health and human services, you got to be there to see patients. There may be other offices offices where people are really productive and they have childcare or family needs, and maybe it's less. My view on this personally for my office is 0 is not acceptable, but you don't need to be here 5 days a week, 9 to 5. Somewhere in the middle is probably the right answer, and it depends really on the person and the situation.
All right, more with Secretary Yvonne Howe right after the break.